Hi guys. So I gotten a lot of questions about what is and isn't going to become okay for hunting or on a hunting license in Sweden. So I thought I would clarify how laws actually work. First of all, in Sweden we have the constitution, which is kind of shit, but that's on top of it. Then we have regular laws. Then we have government ordinances or författningssamlingar, which is called in Sweden. Or there's some other stuff in between there, but basically if anything above goes against anything below, the one above is in the right. But it gets more and more specific the lower down the totem pole you come. And the lowest rung is what you're seeing here regarding what's okay for hunting firearms. And this is the one that's currently in force in Sweden, which is kind of shit because it has these FUD rules that semi-autos has to look a certain way and whatnot. So let's have a look at this. So the interesting part in the example I will show you is regarding shotguns. So they're defining shotguns here. Med ett hagelgevär avses i dessa föreskrifter slätborrade tvåhandsvapen som inte har vik eller fällbar kolv eller kolv av teleskopisk typ, vilka är avsedda att läggas an mot axeln och konstruerade för hagelpatroner. What this means is shotguns is smoothbore weapons that are meant to be fired with two hands. So some of those stupid shotguns you get in the US, it's called like any other weapons or whatever. There's some legal loophole in the US where you can have one with like a pistol grip or something with no stock, and then it can be short barreled, and then you don't have to go the NFA route in the US. You can't have that at all in Sweden. It has to have a stock, and it cannot be a folding or collapsing stock. So it's going to be a fixed stock. It has a barrel length barrel length has to be 48 centimeters, which is about 18 inches. No, that's more than 18 inches. What's that, like 19? Something like that. Anyway, 48 centimeters is the minimum required barrel length for hunting with a shotgun in Sweden. And you cannot have a black powder one. It has to be regular modern gunpowder. Right. And the interesting part is here that I'm gonna use as an example. Även hagelgevär med halvautomatisk mekanism eller pumprepeterande mekanism får användas vid jakt. So that means even shotguns that are semi-auto or forward repeating. So forward repeating, like a pump action shotgun, can be used while hunting. And they restrict it so you can only have 3 rounds. 2 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber. Then a bunch of stupid rules regarding how you have to basically destroy the magazine so that it cannot be messed with. You cannot change the magazine. You're stuck with a nerfed magazine. So if you want a pump action shotgun or a semi-auto shotgun, it has to be quite nerfed. But it doesn't say shit about lever action shotguns. So any of these would be fine with the original magazine as long as it doesn't have a folding or telescoping stock. So this silly one, for example, it has a lever action. It's not forward repeating. You're not repeating it in front. You're repeating it in the back with a lever. And it has up to 7+1 capacity. And that's perfectly fine to have on a hunting license in Sweden right now. Because, and this is the important part, listen to me carefully now, what isn't explicitly forbidden or regulated isn't regulated at all. If they don't mention it in the law, you're free to do it. If it wasn't that way, our law books would never end. It would be like an infinite law book. There's infinite amount of shit you can do that isn't illegal. Only what's specifically set as illegal is illegal. You don't need a permit to breathe yet. Don't give them any stupid suggestions now. So yeah, that's the way that works. So what's interesting in with this obvious state of affairs, to me at least, but not to a lot of people who's been pestering me with questions, is that, let's see here, Here we go. Here's the, yeah, this is the suggestion for the new ones. So these has some, so semi-auto rifles with the old ones, basically those were nerfed in the same way pretty much as shotguns. So semi-auto autos right now, so they have, let's see here. Here we go. Here's that part of it. Come on. Whatever. Semi-auto shotguns with a firearms magazine. So the magazine isn't defined as a tube mag or anything like that. Anything that can hold rounds is a magazine. Which begs the question, what about belt feds? But yeah, if it's not mentioned, it's allowed. So there you go. Belt fed AR15. Anyway, max 2 rounds for certain wildlife, like wolf and bear and shit, and 5 rounds for everything else. That is, and also the barrel length is 45 centimeters. That is 18 inches at least. Anyway, so 18-inch semi-auto, and while hunting, you have to use a nerfed magazine. Nothing about having to permanently fix the magazine to the rifle. That's just shotguns, and that's still not going away. But they changed the wording on that as well, but that's another video. Anyway, so what this means is that they don't define how they should look. Earlier they had this stupid text that said it has to look like a traditional hunting rifle, whatever that is. They don't define what that is. So that's open to interpretation by the police that basically uses that to deny everything. They have court cases where they say, oh, it looks military, equals banned. And it cannot have a mechanism that has anything to do with the military, that's been used in military mechanisms, like why, how everything in a firearm is derived from older firearms. That's not going to happen. But they basically use this to deny anything with a Stanag mag, like an AR15 magazine in 223. So it's going to be a hassle to get large capacity magazines, and those are okay with your hunting rifle, but only on the shooting range. Not while hunting. While hunting, you have to use a nerfed magazine. I don't have an issue with that. Unless it's, I don't know, dinosaurs or something. I don't know. But any other time, you should be able to use whatever mag you want, and that shouldn't be regulated. So anyway, that's why, because how they're just deleting a bunch of shit from the way they want to implement the new rules. That opens the doors to a lot of other shit you can own. Okay? It's that easy. They don't have to explicitly say in the rules AR-15s are okay for hunting. They just open the door for anything to be okay for hunting, as long as the ammunition you shoot through it and the caliber is okay for the class of wildlife you're hunting it with. Like moose, for example, it has to have certain energy and certain bullets, like expanding bullets and whatnot. And also it has to have 18 inches or 45 centimeter barrel length. That's pretty much it. So obviously the Swedish police are going to do anything in their power to make sure you are not allowed an AR-15 on a hunting license. Because then basically anyone in Sweden could buy an AR-15 without any issue whatsoever, at least with an 18-inch barrel. And that wouldn't be a large issue. That would be... I wouldn't have an issue with that. So yeah, that's the way it works. If it's not explicitly forbidden, then it's legal. So let's just hope the Swedish police realizes this and don't mess with us over this. Yeah, they will. They don't give a shit about the law. So we'll see how this ends, but I don't see how they can win in court. Might take a year or two before we win in all levels of court on this, because that's probably going to be necessary. But at the same time, the government is supposedly taking away the handling of licensing from the Swedish police and give it to a new government agency called Viltvårdsmyndigheten, or the Wildlife Government Agency or whatever. And hopefully those guys, future people, will not be assholes about licensing and actually follow the law as it is written. So we shall see. But it's good news so far. When this will be implemented, I do not know. Naturvårdsverket is only saying sometime during 2023. So we shall see, and what the final wording will be, we shall also see that. But as it looks like right now, it's fairly good. So yeah, I just wanted to make this video to make this clear for you guys, and you guys have a nice day.